Hi, I'm Lakeisha Wilson, and I have two daughters, Ayana and Alea. They are now both 3 and 5 years old, but I definitely considered my choice for nutrition during my pregnancy with both of them. And being a nutritionist, I definitely had to choose breastfeeding. Having had all the previous knowledge needed to make that decision, I definitely knew that that was the choice of infant feeding for me. When you look at the numerous benefits of breastfeeding as opposed to formula feeding, the option of breastfeeding outweighs formula feeding by far. And so I did not hesitate, although I know I would encounter challenges, although I know definitely I have to consider what I will do when I am to return to work. But once you get a general understanding of it and you have support and you try to get all the information that you need to really make it a successful journey, it can be quite easy and simple, and you would realize that it is the better option.
Now, there's a common saying, when breastfed, it shows. Tell me about some of the obvious differences in your breastfed babies.
Oh, wow. Their skin is just supple and soft and shiny, and it accounts for the essential amino acids that are present in the breast milk. All of the beneficial properties of the breast milk that makes it so unique really accounts for the way the skin looks. And the baby generally, the baby seems to be a lot more fluffier. They tend to be a little bit more on the chubby side, if I may say. And that accounts for the constituents of the breast milk. Breast milk is specifically designed for your baby from each developmental stage of the child, from 0 to 12 months and beyond, because we can breastfeed beyond 12 months. The milk itself actually generates all the essential nutrients that is needed for that child. So at 6 months, the milk would have the exact amount of energy, protein, fat, water composition that is needed specifically for that child. So you're talking about designer clothes. How about designer food? This is the real deal. This is designer food. And then we cannot forget the colostrum that you get when the baby is first born and begins that initial breastfeeding. They receive all of those antibodies and bifactors, all of the things that are going to protect that baby in the months and years to come.
Speaking of designer, which seems a bit pricey, I mean, formula is very pricey, and everyone says that making the choice to breastfeed a baby is also a cost-saving mechanism. How much money do you think that saved you and Daddy?
It saved us tons of money. When I actually go in the grocery store and I look at the cost of formula, I am shocked. And with my second daughter, she eventually transitioned into formula at about a year old. She started drinking formula, and I had to buy a can of formula. It was costing me like $15 a can, and sometimes she would drink about 3-4 cans in a month or more, depending. And I realized that this is quickly adding up. So when you look at costs, you could possibly run you into about $100 to $150 a month, and you multiply that by 12 months in a year, you're spending tons of money on formula. So if you can just eat healthy, generally healthy, ensuring that you're getting adequate rest so that you can keep your milk supply well boosted. And there are things that you can do to help boost your milk supply if you're having issues with that. But I quickly come to realize that once you're happy, generally happy, not too stressed, you're eating well, you're well rested, you can breastfeed comfortably and have adequate milk supply for your baby.